Tim, you're back in Forest in Black. What's it like to be back?
It's very good, very exciting. Looking forward to obviously playing live with these guys again, working on new material with them again. It's very exciting.
Andy, what's it like having him back in the scene again?
It's fucking great, man. Like working with someone that's that talented and that we have a history with together. See, not just we've been in band. He was in the band earlier.
Yeah.
And
6 years ago.
6 years ago earlier, and yeah, got a long history together. But yeah, someone that's very technically minded and lots of sort of music fluency and lots of sort of band in common. So.
How would you guys say your guitar playing styles differ? How they work together?
I mean, at least the way it used to be years ago, Andy was always more.
I used to be more rhythm.
Yeah, kind of more rhythm player, and I was always a little bit more lead based. So we kind of complemented each other quite well. But I know that since I've left the band, Andy kind of stepped up a lot more, did a lot more leads, got a lot more technical. But I think to be fair, before I left, we started experimenting quite a lot with dual guitar solos.
Yeah,
we complemented each other quite well, generally because of that.
Yeah, we'd both be doing leads, and they'd sort of interweave, and we'd get quite elaborate with it. So it wouldn't just be a flat guitar harmony or something.
Yeah.
It'd be like almost we take turns dancing around with the solos.
Yeah.
With some still doing like a lead part, and the other getting more complicated. And we got to experiment with some pretty advanced stuff there, and I'm really excited to explore that again. Yeah.
When you look at each other as guitar players, what would you say is the best aspect of each other's guitar playing style?
Well, my favourite thing is just his different perspectives. So, like when he starts playing or writing a part, it is something I completely wouldn't expect. And so, his best aspect of his playing for me is this very precise, technical kind of mindset that he comes from. That just takes me by surprise. Like you wouldn't necessarily see that coming.
Have you guys started writing anything new together since you've been back?
Yeah, we're working on a little something that we can't tell you too much about. But since you come back, that was literally coincided with a project we're working on right now.
Yeah.
And it's been fun, isn't it? Because it's been 6 years since we worked together.
Yeah.
And I was kind of interested in how the dynamic would be.
Yeah, it was nice as well, just when we sat down to record the first bits of guitar for us, it was just two of us doing it. It was quite nice because the dynamic is the same as what it used to be. To be fair, we kind of changed bits that we'd already written as a group, but we were very natural, kind of bouncing ideas off of each other, liking different things that we were playing, kind of just, it was very natural, just kind of just doing it. There was no tension or no issues with it.
No, like worried about egos. We'll just go, I don't like how you do it, try this.
Yeah.
And you can critique and things.
Yeah, and we both kind of come up with good bits. And I'll come up with something, Andy will then make it better, or Andy will come up with something, I'll kind of change it or do bits with it. And then it just, again, we've known each other for years anyway, outside of just us playing together. So, I mean, like, we work together incredibly naturally. We don't really, like Andy said, there's no egos between us. We don't have any... I mean, I literally, if I have a problem with something, I'll tell Andy how it is, or vice versa. We have no fear of what we say to each other or anything. So I think that for a working relationship, it's really great because we'll just do whatever we want to do, and we'll get the best out of each other. So,
favourite Force in Black song that you've worked on together from the past?
So I'd say our favourite thing working together was Fear Reflective Fear.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
EP
because the album and then the Tide was what we'd written together a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we've done that a lot together.
And it's already.
And Exodus. When we wrote in the middle of the Exodus, this is guitar harmony. I think that's the first time we've done something elaborate like this, where when you do guitar harmony, we didn't want to do a straight harmony where both guitars are the same, like mirrors of each other, but in a different.
It was more a solo. We wanted to write a solo. We wanted to write a solo where we. Normally when there's two guitar players playing a solo, one will solo, the other will do the rhythm, and then you'll swap, the other will solo and the other will do the rhythm. But we wanted to do a solo where there was no rhythm breaks, so we were both soloing the whole time, But when I was doing something more technical, Andy would be doing something kind of like just a backing,
like a
kind of
melodic
something,
run,
yeah, and
slow
then
melodic
and vice
run.
versa. So we'd swap,
Yeah,
so we'd
swap
each take
over.
turns kind of showing off almost, while the other one was still playing lead.
And I think that was a big mind kind of shift in terms of how to write harmony. You don't have to just do a harmony. We're both playing the same thing but different notes of the scale. Like how you write harmony, they're mirrors of each other.
Yeah.
We had it as this interwoven, quite complex kind of thing where we're harmonically moving around, and also rhythmically. One is very busy doing a shred, and the other's doing something. So that was a defining moment, I'd say. Anyway,
looking outside of Forged in Black, being a guitar duo is kind of different to being just a single guitar player in a band. Do you have particular guitar duos that inspired you when you've been listening to music growing up, or whatever, or developing as players yourselves?
So based, or just coming off of what we were just talking about, where we were, so as an example with the Exodus, where we were writing like a kind of dual solo, where we were both soloing at the same time, but kind of taking turns doing kind of more complex elements. That actually, I don't know if you remember that, but that was actually inspired by Machine Head.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so that was inspired by specifically the Blackening album, where it's Rob Lynn and Phil Demmel.
Yeah.
If you listen to that album, when the two of them were working on that album, they're doing their solo sections. A lot of their solo sections were kind of what I just described, where they weren't doing rhythm guitar in between. They were both soloing at the same time, but kind of doing harmonies and kind of taking it in turns to do more complex elements. And they were both soloing and playing lead elements at the same time. And at least for me, anyway, and I remember we did talk about it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That was what inspired us to then try and do that ourselves and write kind of more complex solos where we were both soloing at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a particular guitar solo that stands out for you as your favourite?
I've got quite a few, but
Question.
for me, I'd probably say Sea of Lies by Symphony X, Michael Romeo, their guitar player, mainly just because growing up and as I was learning guitar, there were loads of guitar solos progressively that I'd hear at different stages of my guitar playing kind of life that would blow my mind. But that is one of the solos that has kind of completely blown my mind, and still to this day is just ridiculous. I've tried to learn it at various points over the years and have learned little bits of it, but it's still just ridiculous. I absolutely love that guitar solo. There's so many different elements to it, so many different parts, and it's kind of, for me, it's just probably one of the best guitar solos I can think of.
I go for either the Unforgiven guitar solo, number one, by Metallica. Just because it's very emotive. It went through stages. Quite a few off that Black album by Metallica I quite liked because of the shifts and the underpinning of it. Or something, more melodic, like a Guns N' Roses solo or something. Where it like November Rain, where it is extremely climactic.
When you talk about what makes a great guitar solo, do you think more about the technical ability or the melodic expression?
That's an interesting question, actually.
What sticks in your mind afterwards?
So this is the thing, like, obviously the example I gave there, Sea of Lies by Symphony X, is an incredibly technically complex, ridiculously difficult, high-level guitar solo. But the irony is that some of the other guitar solos that I would say are my favourite guitar solos, some of them really are really basic.
Yeah.
So to completely count as a counterpoint to the Sea of Lies solo, one of my other favourite guitar solos is by Brian May, and it's the guitar solo in Who Wants to Live Forever by Queen. And that guitar solo is incredibly basic. It doesn't do much. It's really, really subtle, but just the way that it works in the song and the backing and everything that's going on with it makes it incredibly powerful. And for that solo is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum to something like Sea of Lies, which is just all technical ability. So a great guitar solo can be anything. It doesn't need to be complex. It doesn't need to be hard. It can be a piece of piss to play. But depending how it works in the song, what it brings to the song,
context, stages,
100%.
And what do you guys hope, the future's going to hold for Forged in Black? You two are back working together.
World domination.
Perfect.